G'day, this is New Growth and Grade page, and I'm Matt, and I am currently at the Murrumbidgee River, alongside in the town of Hay. Now, I'm along here checking out the biodiversity here. So I've been checking out some plants, but I was here for like a holiday, but thought I would just check out some plants while I'm here. We can run through a couple of plants. Maybe make this a short video, who knows, this could be a long video. I might do one or two videos of the plant communities here. So let's just start off. So yeah, well, this plant community is actually quite rare. Well, not rare, but threatened at the moment, because a lot of this has actually been reduced by logging and people coming in and over the many decades, removing a lot of these trees, and with it, unfortunately, a lot of understory plants go with it, with a lot of grazing from farming and turning the soil and all that sort of stuff, and letting all these small things sort of disappear. So I'm along here at a reserve, so there are a few species of plants here, which is great. So what I'm looking at here, this silver carpet, is actually nadu. Now, nadu is fairly common around here. It does look like a clover with its 4 petals. Nadu has really hairy leaves. I think that's because of trying to actually stop water loss and try to reflect some of that sun, because it does get really hot out here in Western New South Wales. 40 degrees isn't 40 degrees is not a wrong temperature to say what it gets up to out here. So it's quite an average temperature. So it gets really hot out here. I'm really close to the river, obviously, so we've actually had a lot of floods here. So a lot of let's just say they've had a lot of water to come back on. There's a butterfly over there. Getting distracted. There you go. There's a little butterfly there hanging out. But yeah, nadu. So let's focus for a bit here. I get distracted a lot of the time by little things, birds and butterflies and bugs and stuff. But it comes with all these plants when you're in these landscapes, that you're looking at all this. So yeah, nadu's pretty common. Does particularly like wet feet. So obviously we've had water sitting down here in this area and it's all come up, so that's great. It is quite toxic. It's edible. The local Aboriginals ate this, but there is a process in eating these things. So they actually ground down the fruits for flour, and there's a bike going past, and so yeah, you have to actually do the right process with this. That's why you gotta really know about your plants, because if they're edible, sometimes they do have chemicals in them that will lead washing out or cooking out or some sort of process like that. So yeah, always make sure if you're gonna eat something, you're doing it right in the processes. Here we got, here we have a little butterfly that just came into the shot here. This is phyla. Now phyla is actually, this is actually introduced or a naturalized species. There is a few species, I don't know what that sound was. There are a few species that are actually from North America and stuff like that. It's the Barbeniaceae family. And it, yeah, I don't know how it got introduced, but somehow it did. It's found in Victoria, South Australia, mainly around the Murray Basin. So here is quite a, you know, common occurrence around here. So very common plant, but it is a nice plant. And you can see the flowers here. Really nice flowers. They've got the yellow inside them. Just pick one. Have a look at these. It's got the sort of the white to mauve sort of petals on it with a large lobed lip on the bottom, but they're all arranged just around this inflorescence, all pointing outwards. Really, the butterflies love them, so they're a perfect landing pad for insects and stuff like that. But sorry about my dirty nail in here. Don't look at my dirty nail. Look at the flower. I'll distract you with the flower. You are now distracted of the flower. You are now distracted of the flower. So yeah, ground cover spreads really quickly. Can be a menace in cultivation if you have it in your lawn or something like that. So yeah, that's another one that's kind of naturalized. I mean, it's not a big issue weed like, you know, some of the Patterson curse and that sort of stuff, but that farmers tend to deal with. But yeah, it is. Well, there's an asparagus. Looks like a Asparagaceae family, asparagus family. Looks like a weed. So you do find some weeds along here. So yeah, mainly these are grey boxes. I'm pretty sure these are grey boxes. You have a few dominant eucalyptus species around here. As I said, yeah, not very common woodland. It used to spread much further away from the river. So before settlement and all that, obviously there was much more of this community around, but it's good they have these reserves where they're keeping check and keeping some of these species going. So yeah, let's have a look around. I've spotted a plant down here. It looks Malvaceae, hibiscus family. I'm not sure what it is. It looks Malvaceae. It has the I don't know if you can see that, but it has the typical 5 petals, and it has that little style that pokes up, and then it actually splits at the top. You can't really see that, but it looks very Malvaceae. There's just a few little ones poking up here. I don't exactly know what that is, but this is the thing. If you know your families, you know about you know roughly what you're looking at. So you could go overseas and find similar genuses or species that will be related to or in the same family as these plants. Okay, so here we have Nitree goosefoot. The Nitree goosefoot. It is a type of it is a type of saltbush. It has very blue foliage. That's a typical thing that you're going to see out here, being so hot. It's either got hairs or blue glabrous, I think it's glabrous foliage. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong, but yeah, so this is Synapodium nigericium. I'm probably roughing the species, But yeah, it's a Cenopodium. Great for habitat. Some of these species, these shrub species, provide a lot of habitat for birds, reptiles, a lot of mammals as well, so they can hide in these bushes. Shields some animals from the elements, and yeah, it does actually survive drought really well, having very small leaves and that bluey coating, that wax, really good to have. It's like the sunscreen of plants. So yeah. With dominant eucalyptus species around this area, it's called the grey box, or Eucalyptus mochocarpa, which is very common, fairly common. And as you can see, oh, this I don't know what that was, but there's a very bluey leaves, typical you know, eucalyptus leaves. The fruits here are quite urn shaped, so you can really tell what species you're looking at when you're looking at eucalyptus by just the shape. As you can see, urn, sort of the inside there will be the seeds. So really nice foliage. They are out here in all shapes and sizes, being a flood zone and being able to be pushed over like this guy. He's obviously grown on one side and has probably seen a few floods. Yeah, the clay soil here gets really wet and things tend to move around and stuff, so just like that tree over there, you can see that tree leaning on the other tree for support. Lean on me when you're not well. I will not sing. Anyway, yeah, and that's one of the major species that is found here. We have Eucalyptus caliendensis, I think it's called. I think it's pronounced. That's another, that's a red river gum. So we're going over to have a look at that. That's a very common species down here in the southwest. Really beautiful bark, so they can really get, oh, I would say like 100 meters, but all shapes and sizes, but mainly they have a really big girthy trunk, flaky bark but smooth as well, really silvery bark. This one's a massive one. There are bigger ones around here. This is probably only maybe 100 years old. It could be, I don't know. Unless you cut it down and count the rings. Unfortunately, that's the only real way of telling. But some people do measure the width and the height, and they can roughly guess on these trees. And as you can see here, here's the river, and they're growing straight on the riverbank, so they can handle that constant wet feet. So I don't mind having wet feet at times. This one surely has roots in the riverbank anyway, even though it might be not right next to it. But yeah, they're a really nice species. I don't know if I can find any. We can find some fruit down here. There's plenty of fruit down here. Here you go. I don't know if you can see that, but seems to be very pronounced on the cap, like a little UFO shape. I'm sure I'll put the name on the exact description on the fruit, but so you can see the difference between that and the other species, where that one's urn shaped, where this one's much more pronounced with the seed capsule. I don't know if that helps it to disperse the seed or not, but they tend to have different ways of releasing seed going on. So yeah, there's a bit of the river. Obviously, we've had a lot of rain, a lot of flooding. You can see a lot of erosion around here. Acacia Selenia? I'm pretty sure it's Selenia. Um, pronunciations. That's the trouble when you try to learn Latin. Anyway, these are the fruit capsules. You got the two sides of the capsule, and you got some seeds in there. And as you can see, there's like a little little thing that holds on the seed for a while. So it looks like they actually present the seeds to maybe birds or something. The seeds can be eaten. But as you can see, it's like its own umbilical cord. Oh my god, I can't pronounce words today, or any time, but I'm trying. So yeah, it's these are edible, which is good. They are a food source. They actually grow with suckers. And I did realize that. I saw some roots here traveling through, and so they do, as well as seed, produce vegetatively. And as you can see here, here's a massive root there. So it's had a few floods going over it. Oh, there's a dragonfly. But yeah, apparently Aboriginals used the bark with its it was rich in tannins, and actually used that to poison fish, because tannins are good for fish, but in high doses, not really good. If you are keeping fish, a bit of tannins is good, but this obviously has high concentrations of tannins, and they poison the fish so they can actually catch them. And I presume they cook the fish too, so they wouldn't poison themselves. Very smart. See, you can learn a lot from the local indigenous people. Yeah, anything else about this? It's just nice, bluey, as I said, blue foliage, really really tolerant for drought, and yeah, indestructible almost. Grows in obviously these groupings of like the suckers, so maybe the original tree's over there and it's suckered away from the original one. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's good to learn about all these plants. I did see, actually, let's have a look over here. What I found over here is, it looks Goodeniaceae. So it has a typical Goodeniaceae flower with the, seems to be moving. I'm not sure if there's a little insect in there or not, but typical goodenia flower, three petals, and then two of the presenting petals as well, sepals, I think. But it looks like there's something trapped in there. Something's moving in there. Don't know, I'm not sure what it is. Could be a spider or an insect that's gone in there, and maybe it keeps the insect in there for a while. Really bluey foliage again, very linear leaves. So I'm not sure on the species, but I will find out for you if I can. If I can't, that's okay. That's something I've come across that I don't know. So yeah, I grew up in this region, so I do identify the plants, but I don't know the actual names of them. So I'm kind of learning as I go along. So every time I go to a new area, I try to learn the plants. Like that Malvaceae plant we saw before, that was interesting. I haven't seen any snakes yet, but that's good. So we'll go along over here. We've come across these, they look like, well, member of Asteraceae, who's they are probably members of the Asteraceae. And as you can see there, you have the typical compound sort of little stigmas inside the center there, and you got the all the nice little white petals there. I'm not sure on the species. I'll find out for you guys, but really linear leaves, and it kind of looks like it maybe grows from maybe divides itself vegetatively, but I don't know if you can see there, but these bees are loving it. Oh, he's gone. But it's really nice little plant there. It's growing along. Oh yeah, it does. Look. See? It has these stolons. These stolons that sort of have these little plantlets that has little roots and just go around and propagates itself. So yeah, obviously it grows by seed, but also grows by division. Interesting. I'll find it out for you guys. Here's more of the river. Here's this tree holding on. And here's a weird nose. As you can see, large amounts of the river has been washed out. See some of these roots? They do hold the bank together, so that's why we need these trees along here. We got some reeds there as well. I don't know the name off the top of my head, but I'll find out for you guys. Finding them out, learning, always learning. So yeah, any wrong misstep and I'll go. Oh. So yeah, I'll stay away from the edges of the river. You can see down here there's some what looks like the oysters and stuff like that. So down here you will find piles of shells where the Aboriginals used to camp and go hunting for native clams, and they would pile them up every year. When they come back, they just eat more and more, and they create these archaeological sites where they can actually date a lot of the food that's found in that area, so they know roughly how long people were actually coming here to these riversides and how long it's been going on for. So yeah, I have a little bit of archaeological sort of talk here, and we're getting a lot of information out of me today. You know, I'm going well. This is just a niche. I think it's like bluegrass, some exotic bluegrass. We'll go have a look down here at the water. There's a little creek that runs through here. Looking at this reed, this is actually Phragmites australis. It's a common wetland plant, very common around Australia. So you would often see it around these sites. Very sort of sharp-edged leaves, very papery and slightly trichomed with the leaves, with the hairs, sorry, and does divide through falling on just down to the ground, and actually, like a grass, sort of replicates itself vegetatively. It's spread by wind pollinators, probably wind pollinated. So yeah, some grasses about as well. Not exactly sure on what grass this is, but looks like it's got little bits on it where it can come off. Phragmites australis. Yeah, really important in holding these beds together. The root systems just hold that soil in, so that's what you want around here. Those types of species, especially when there's flooding, it does prevent erosion and stuff like that. We're walking along this creek line here. We've got a lot of grey boxes, eucalyptus trees. We've got some massive ones on the other side of the bank there. We'll have a look at that later on. So I hope you are enjoying this video, and if you make sure you give it a like. If you like me, if you like these plants, you like this, you know, me going around like educating you. Just like I come across this wasp, I'll educate you in the wasp. Not really, I want to stay away from the wasp. So I don't know if you saw my last video with the ants. I'll be releasing that soon, or I've probably already released it, so you'll know about it if you have watched it. Yeah, so let's have another look around. Walking around that sort of asparagus looking plant. It does actually say this is an asparagus plant. Really vicious. This is definitely a weed. This is not Asparagus officinalis. I don't think. You can see those, there's actually, it's not that too spiky, but looks like it gets around. Has some fruit on it that are quite easy to disperse by birds, so there's some of that around. Hopefully the council finds that and sprays it or pulls it out or something, because they do have, anyone who grows asparagus knows about the root system underneath. It has a rhizome underneath where it can come back from, so you really have to kill those things properly to eradicate them. So yeah, it's unfortunate we have weeds around here, but they are part of today's bushland, so we're gonna have to accept that in some ways. I was talking about with the fruit on these asparagus, asparagites, genus members. They have the fruit where it can be easily dispersed, and that can definitely be a delicious snack for a bird to take. Look at the eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is massive, absolutely massive. There's actually a branch caught up there. You know, watch when you're underneath these trees, doesn't fall on you. Oh, bye duckies. Yeah, just disturbed that little spot. It's a really nice spot too. Really cool underneath these trees. It is 32 degrees today, but these really shady areas really give a nice little hiding spot for animals. You can see the water's quite active today with some insects and probably fish. There's probably fish, little guppies or small fish species. That looks like a member of the Thai mint family. Oh! Could be wrong, but it looks very like Thai mint. I'll try to find that out too. You can see the massive tree on over there. Massive. That's like wider than my car. I mean, my car's pretty small, but like it's not that small, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, I don't drive Mr. Bean's car, but I definitely hello. I definitely it's definitely bigger than my car. Maybe wide as a truck, I reckon. This is nice. Here's the bridge that goes over the Murrumbidgee, and there's a nice breeze, and I'm enjoying it today. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I will be doing, I'll possibly be doing another video. Oh, here's an egg. Here we go. Here's an egg. I'm just finding things today. Don't know what egg that is. Could be a duck egg or something like that. Definitely a bird egg. But I will be doing a video on the hay plain, because definitely some weird stuff out there. So we're gonna have a look at that plant community. It's quite obviously different from this. Nowhere near the river. Very exposed, less trees. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing a video on that as well. So keep your peeps out for that. I came across this plant. It's Proboscidea. It apparently says it's from South America. It's also found in North America. It's also said it's found in also South Africa as well. So it gets around a bit. I saw it. I'm like, yep, you are not from here. So it is from Martiniaceae family. Matriniaceae family. I could be saying that wrong, but yeah, apparently underneath the leaf it has little glands that excrete this sticky substance, and it smells really it's really pungent. It's not pungent right now, but when I looked under, touched the leaf, it was very sticky. You can see a few insects stuck to it. So Proboscidea. So yeah, that's interesting. It says it can be weedy. found it often in feedlots and stuff like that. So it might have came here when it might have been introduced here in animal feed. So that's probably how the seed gets here. The seed actually has hooks on it, where it hooks onto the animal's fur or wool, and that's how it's apparently transported. So there you go. I know it's a weed, but still very interesting. You do find some things that have established themselves here, and it doesn't seem like it's everywhere, but there is a small pockets of it, so hopefully it doesn't get too big. You see butterflies everywhere. This typha. And then we have this massive eucalyptus with heaps of the nadu around it as well. But this would have been a massive tree as well. I don't know how this fell, but obviously over time it's given way. The ground has softened and it's died and been pushed over. But another massive eucalyptus. Another one. Here's another one. Oh, I'm just finding these big eucalyptus. Oh, here's this daisy again, just growing around. I don't know what it is. I will find out what it is. Take a photo and see what comes up. I can see there's a lot of native bees that are going to it. There's a native bee right there on the flowers. Another one over there. Really, there's a lot of it, making a carpet with those nice little daisy-like flowers. Obviously Asteraceae family, but yeah, massive. Look at that. I saw a bigger one over there. I'll probably put it on my Instagram, put a photo up of it, but massive, probably older than most of the trees here. So yeah, this new growth and create page, and I'm Matt, and currently at Hay Weir, having a little look around, seeing what's around here. Unfortunately, they've got algae bloom at the moment in the water, which is unfortunate, but since all the rains they've had here and the warm weather, they've actually had these algae blooms. But we're going to have a look around and see some of the flora that's around here. We're going to go over to the plain and have a look at some of the plain species that may be growing out here. So yeah, we'll have a look around and I'll just correct my hat. All right. You can see here, this plant here covered in grey foliage and covered in hairs as well, just to protect it from those UV rays. So that's where they cope out here, out on the hay plain. And also you get a combination of plants that have succulent leaves as well. This one I'll probably put the name up on it, but this is also a succulent. You can see if I squash the leaves, a lot of moisture in there, and it's got bluey glaucous leaves. Stems are silver too, just to add on a bit of protection there. So all you can see here is just wherever's, either the grasses, they obviously got small leaves too, so they can adapt. Most of this has come up since the rains. You got this plant here. It's got the small little berries on it, so I presume it's either eaten by birds or there we go. Here's a little berry here. There's a little berry there. Oh, berry there. Yeah, these fruits are obviously eaten by birds or something like that. And, here we have a big grove of old man saltbush. Now I'm here and I can hear all the birds. I don't know if you can hear all these birds, but these are great plants because actually on the plains they grow about maybe this tall, maybe a meter or two, and they're a good shelter for birds, lizards, and all that sort of stuff. So as again, they have also bluey or silver foliage. Really high salts in the leaves. It gets very salty here. The water table is quite close around here, so they do have to deal with salt. So they're perfect if you have salty ground or salty bore water. So if you have any places where you want a drought tolerant shrub, this is perfect shrub. And also it tastes quite salty too, so I'll give it a taste. Yeah, quite salty. Great for sheep. I think it has some vitamins in there. I'll put up how many vitamins it has. I'll do a little research and put up on what they actually have. So yeah, it's a great shrub. One of the large shrubs you find on the hang plain that isn't a tree. But sorry, that's too salty. Can't eat that. So yeah, a lot of drought tolerant plants. I don't know what this is, but I will put it up. Really succulent. Has so much such a hardy plant. I know I'm here near the water, but most of these plants are found on the plain too. Did find another plant with these berries, and I'll go find them. We have a acacia. I'm not exactly sure on the species, but I'll put it up. I'll sure put it up. I'll do the research. So look at that foliage. So you can see it's very silvery as well, just like every other plant around here. Just an adaptation to all this heat and dryness. It's a massive acacia. Let me see some pods. There is some pods here. Here we go. There we go. There's the pods. Acacia. Most acacias are actually edible. The seeds are edible. Birds love them. And then sometimes you get these weird little growths. I'm not exactly sure if that's caused by a wasp or something, but something's definitely laid its eggs in that, and something's hatched out of this. So there's a lot of birds in there. Blue wrens, or blue wren in there. Like this shrub alone has the you can see the spider nest up in there, cluster of spiders up there. So this plant alone hosts a lot of animals. Here we go. Here's the same species, just clusters of these galls. There's the spider web. Here's the spider web. Don't want to annoy it. Might come out and attack me. Might have little baby spiders jumping all over me. But yeah, like the shrubs out here, as you can see, all just silver, bluey. Just that ability to handle the conditions. You have some exotic species out here that's been introduced. This is really prickly. This is a prickly bugger. I've had this personally in my socks and on my shoes. Just sticks to everything. So yeah, we got an African thorn box. African box. That's also a weed out here. Gets the red berries, but covered in vicious thorns, as you can see. That's a troublesome shrub. If you do see it on your property, get rid of it. It's got the really red berries. You'll see the leaf, quite typical leaf of these. They'll get maybe a meter or two high, and I'll just swamp out where it grows and just takes over. So it's always important to get onto these weeds before they become a menace. So yeah. Underneath that tree. What are you doing, mate? You can't park there. Some people just don't know how to park, do they? So this is what typically the hay plain looks like. Now there is some vegetation here that hasn't been really degraded that much. There's this succulent from before that is quite a small shrub. As you can see, there's a lot of rabbit damage. Unfortunately, they have a lot of rabbits out here, but yeah, there's a lot of things that have come back since the rain. And yeah, this is typically what it looks like. There was more trees back then, but yeah, this is oh, there's that native spinach there. Spinach. So yeah, perfect open lands with medium shrubs. Do you have those trees? Often you'll have a few acacias and a few eucalyptus clusters. Hence why it's that looks like something in the portulaca family. Portulaca, quite common. You can actually boil it up and eat it. High in vitamin C apparently. Could prevent scurvy during settlement times. So yeah, this is a little add-on to the main video that I did near the river before. So just another add-on to this. But I'm definitely going to come back, and there's some areas that I know that's very rich in flora. But anyway, that's me, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So what actually helped me today learn roughly what was out here was this book here, Hay Rangelands, and yeah, it's a good book, very good book. I picked this up at the information center, so it's always good to know what you're looking at. So maybe look in your local bookstore, or wherever you're traveling to, they might have books on stuff like that, so you can go around and identify those things yourself. And it has helped. There's a few species in here that's found around here, but mostly these are found out on the plain, which is a few kilometers out that way on the other side of town. But yeah, very helpful book. That's Carpobrotus. I don't think it's Carpobrotus, but it's a Carpobrotus family, pig face family. We'll be seeing that hopefully out in the plain. That's really nice. Hopefully it's flowering as well. But yeah, this is the video, and I hope you liked it. Here's more of the money shots of the river. And yeah, anyway, I'm Matt, and make sure you like and subscribe to this channel if you like what you see. All right, see you later. Bye.